2. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. This is the news update, part 2 of the news update. GlucoWise was such a big topic, so we decided to split that into 2. So you've got your GlucoWise in part 1, and part 2 is everything else. So this post in the metamaterial subreddit, continuing on here, we've got a lot of things to cover here. This poster believes that January 21st, 2022 is not a catalyst for the stock to go crazy that will launch the stock to the moon. It is simply an options expiration date, and that's his humble opinion. What do I think? I'm also in the same boat. I don't think we should put all our hopes and dreams into, January 21st, it's going to explode. No, we've seen this happen before with GameStop, AMC, the options, and a lot of times nothing happens. So not saying nothing will happen, but not saying something will happen. We really don't know, but I think it would be a big mistake to put all our hopes and dreams in that. I think not our hopes and dreams, but you're more likely to see the stock metamaterials jump from the quarterly earnings reports, or maybe a dividend announcement, most likely. Okay, so we're going to pause this video once again and continue to vet. All right, so this guy brings up a really good point. Let me just double check that I am unpaused, because I never know anymore. Okay, great, we are unpaused. So this comment says an NDA is a legally binding contract, but I'm going to skip over that and just say they could have, he says here, they could have 200 plus NDAs. It does not mean any major revenue to keep this company's market cap valued near $1 billion. But the key point I'm focusing on here in this post is until the earnings reports prove otherwise. So that, again, this supports what I've been saying, or what I believe is that the stock price of metamaterials specifically will not go up because of some press release. It's going to be dependent on their quarterly earnings report. And in those same quarterly earnings reports, they will most likely mention partnerships. They could say, due to our partnership with Samsung or whatever, Boeing, and the contract was revealed to be worth X amount of dollars, that's going to drive up the stock. You can't just ignore news like that. Okay, moving on. Let's see what else we have here, and just make sure we are paused. You never know anymore. Oh, and we are not paused. So there's development regarding the MMTLP, and Roller Pigeons is adding some information about this. So this comment summarizes what she's saying. Some people are reporting that some brokers are adding notes to the MMTLP dividend about them being callable, meaning the company can buy them back. So metamaterials could buy them back, according to this information. This could be the first sign that Meta is filing paperwork for the sale/spin-out. Furthermore, we could possibly see multiple smaller payments instead of one single lump dividend. That's actually probably is better that way. It's possible they're partnered with a buyer who needs these shares, so they have equity in the property, and that they'll do a buyback. Ultimately, it's on hold. It's hold on tight, because we could get some useful information from the company any day, and things could move really quickly. So that's a good post there. We're going to continue on. All right, are we paused? I do not know. Oh my god. So let me just see if we are paused or unpaused. I never know anymore. You just never know. Okay, we are unpaused. Good. What are callable Series A preferred special dividends? So things are getting complicated. As the title suggests, what is MMTLP? And here's what I found based on the news. These shares are callable, not a financial advisor. What you do is up to you. First off, let's look at what we have. Turns out it is a combination of a few different financial terms. Series A, first round of funding. B would be second, and so on. special dividend as opposed to regularly paying dividend stock. These are a one-time payment, usually much larger than a normal dividend. So that only gives me more encouragement that this stock, or not this stock, this dividend is going to be very, very, it's going to give us the quan, as they say. Show me the money. Most companies only do this once in a lifetime. Wow. Preferred dividend. It is generally a cash payment, but not always, such as overstock. That comes from a preferred stock shareholder. The stocks are usually denoted by an extra P at the end and are tradable in the market. One of the big differences is the shareholders don't have voting rights in the company, but they get priority when funds are distributed from the company over the common shareholders. There are recurring payments usually. Call options 101. These are when you buy the right to buy the stock at a later date. Example, I pay you $100 now. If you let me buy 100 shares of stock X at a certain price from you, anytime between now and January 2023. The benefit is if the stock goes up over that preset price, I can exercise my option to buy the 100 shares down the road. If I choose and not have to invest so much capital now, downside, if the stock doesn't go up, I lose all $100. Ouch. I think most of you got this already, but it is important. MMTLP. Callable preferred stock. So that's where they buy back. They can buy back the stock at a later date. These stocks pay a premium price. I should say pray. Oh my God. These stocks pay a premium to the buyer at an interest rate. 12% annual dividend, for example. If the stock owner chooses not to hold the stock through the whole time period, they can sell their shares back to the company early for a small percentage of the value. All that said, I'm not sure if we completely fall into the callable category. I can't read this very well. Our shares, we're not funding for the company, so there's no interest rate that they are paying to us. Okay. According to the merger document, this could be a dividend that pays out over time or all at once. It could also be a spin out, and most think it will be in some way. Okay, let me read that again. It could be a dividend that pays out over time, so it could be slowly, drip by drip, or boom, here's the whatever amount, X amount. It could be a spin out like Oilco, and most think it will be Oilco. The only callable element in MMTLP is that the company can take them back to replace with what we are due to be paid out. So maybe that makes them callable, just not in the way most callable preferred stocks work. So yeah, that was done because of the FUD. So let me just pause once again. Hopefully on pause, right? Okay, this is a post on the dividend update. Let me just check. Okay, this is a post on the dividend update. I told you guys, Ken Rice told me this, but I got so much hate for it. Okay, you did? I don't think he did not. I'm going to upvote. Probably did, because why would you say I got a lot of hate when you didn't? What is he talking about? It's indirect.net. Let me just pause it again. My computer is running a little slow today. Okay, here it is. Meta provides update on the special Series A preferred stock dividend. So that's just a few days ago. That's only 3 days ago. Meta Materials Incorporated, or Meta, a developer of high-performance functional materials and nanocomposites, provided an update on the special Series A preferred stock dividend in relationship to the oil and gas assets and the planned spin-out of these assets to the company's Series A preferred stockholders. On December the 3rd, let me set up a little straighter, I can't see. On December the 3rd, Meta provided an update on the company's oil and gas assets and operations. We indicated that 4 wells must be drilled in the Oro Grande project in 2021 to enable the company to hold the lease for sale or for spin-out. As of December 13th, 2021, all required drilling operations on the 4 well sites were successfully completed. So it's done. The The company believes that with the completion of the work on these 4 wells, Meta is again in compliance with all aspects of its lease obligations and the CDC, which is the continuous drilling clause, not that thing that's happening right now, with university lands and on the Oro Grande project has been satisfied. With the completion of this work, the company is now moving forward to the next steps in the spin-out. Proceeds are processed for the assets. For these assets, let me just zoom in a little more. This work includes, but is not limited to, formal transfer of the assets to Oilco Holdings. Wow, it is a spin-off. Okay, so I think they just confirmed it here. To Oilco Holdings, a newly formed, wholly owned subsidiary of Meta, ensuring that the Oilco capital structure supports a spin-out and making any necessary filings with the SEC. Meta has finalized permanent arrangements with a completely new management team for Oilco, who brings significant experience in oil and gas exploration, as well as specific experience in the Oro Grande region. I'm going to assume that it's probably the guy who was over Torchlight. I think it's going to be that guy, Mech Oil guy. This team is continuing to consult for Oilco regarding operations and structure of Oilco moving forward. The new management team of Oilco has been instrumental in ensuring that a very aggressive drilling schedule during the 4th quarter of 2021 was met. I am personally very pleased with the advice, counsel, and operating guidance this team has given Meta. I hope to continue working with this new team once the spin-out is finalized, said Greg McCabe, former chairman of the board of Torchlight, the guarantor of certain loans from Meta to Oilco to fund the drilling operations, and a holder of plurality of the shares. So he owns a lot of the dividend. Meta currently plans to complete the spin-out as quickly as it can with a target of March 22. Wow, that's huge. That should be the video right there. I'm going to end this video after this, and I'll do a 4th video. This is massive. So we have confirmed Oilco is targeting March 22. So I made a bet on this channel that if we are below $4 by April 1st, and we are very much below that, we are almost at $2, I will probably delete this channel, but I don't know. Maybe I might have to change that because things are not looking so good. But with this target date of March 2022, that could change. Subject to compliance with all legal requirements and process approvals by all involved parties. The company's objective has been and remains to ensure that the intrinsic value of these assets of the oil and gas is maintained for the benefit of the Series A preferred stockholders of Meta, the dividend, and the assets are transferred as rapidly as possible to these Series A. So whoever owns MMTLP, they want to give you the maximum value and give them to you as soon as possible, as soon as legally possible, when everything's been done according to the proper procedures. So that's it. Wow, we're going to end the video there. Ladies and gentlemen, that is massive. Oilco is confirmed. We have a date, March 2022. So I think we're going to end it there. That is you can't really top that. So I'm going to end this update there. This is part 2, I guess. So we're going to do part 3 of whatever else we have, because nothing else can really top that. So thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless you all, and God bless your investments. Holy.